Today we embark on a journey into the great unknown, a place more mysterious than the Bermuda Triangle, more debated than politics, and more entertaining than reality TV. It's the old age question: what do women think men are thinking? Let's paint a picture. A couple sits quietly in their modest apartment in Lagos. The ceiling fan hums softly, and the distant sound of generator rumbles in the background. The man stares blankly at the wall, his brow slightly frowned, lost in deep thought. The woman glanced at him anxiously, her mind racing. Is he upset? Did I forget to add enough salt to his food? Is he thinking about our rent? Maybe it's about that argument we had yesterday. Or his struggling business. Then we pan over to the man's thoughts. How can agege bread be so soft and still not tear when I spread butter on it? Now, I know why you're laughing. You laugh because you know there's truth in this scenario. And that's exactly what we're exploring today. What's happening inside our head? And why do we think the other person is thinking something they are not? So let's look at the different acts that lead to this different thinking. The first act, the assumption. Let's start with assumptions. Women often think men's mind are like an action-packed movie, full of drama, intense dialogue, and major plot twists. Here's a common example. He's unusually quiet while eating amala and ewedu. A woman might think he's upset about something. Did I do something wrong? Oh, maybe he's thinking about the fight we had last week. Meanwhile, in his head, I hope there's still cold malt in the fridge. This isn't to say men don't have deep thoughts. We do. But sometimes, the quiet moments are not filled with existential crisis. Sometimes, men are simply enjoying the quiet. Ladies, here's the thing. When men are staring off into space, it's not necessarily a sign of emotional torment. It's often just space, like literal space. Now let's flip the script. Men, have you ever wondered why women are so quiet after saying I'm fine? You might think nothing is wrong, but in reality, she's composing a Shakespeare drama in her head, complete with acts and subplots about why she's not fine. Assumption on both sides are the real issue here. The second act, the miscommunication. This brings us to the heart of the issue. Miscommunication. Ladies, let's talk about how you interpret a man's silence. For many women, silence is like a riddle begging to be solved. You analyze it, dissect it, and eventually overthink it. It's like private detective meets a mind reader. He doesn't answer my question right away. Is he distracted or hiding something? Maybe he's secretly planning something huge, or maybe he's losing interest. Men, on the other hand, tend to be straightforward. If a man doesn't respond right away, it's often because he's thinking about absolutely nothing. Yes, men have what we call the nothing box. It's a special mental space where nothing happens, and we love it there. But here's where it gets tricky. Women don't understand the nothing box, and men don't understand why women think so much. Women connect dots, real or imagine, while men often don't see dots at all. It's not that one way is better than the other, it's just different. And this difference can lead to some hilarious and sometimes frustrating moments. The third act, the reality check. Now, let's ground ourselves with reality check. Ladies, when you think a man is deep in thought, he might just be calculating something practical, like how long it will take to wash the car and still make it in time to watch the Chelsea match. And men, when you assume a woman's quietness means she's at peace, she might actually be planning the next 3 family meetings in the village, down to who will cook the jollof rice. who is bringing the cooler of drinks, and where Uncle Chinedu will sit. Here's the ticker. Both ways of thinking are valid. Women's tendency to connect the dots helps create emotional depth and relationship. Men's ability to catalog helps keep life simple and efficient. But the problem arises when we assume the other person's thought process is the same as ours. Assumption leads to misunderstanding, and misunderstanding leads to unnecessary tension. The fourth act, the bridge. So how do we bridge the gap? The answer is simple: communication. But wait, before you roll your eyes at the glitch, let me clarify. Communication is not just about talking, it's about understanding. Ladies, when you say I'm fine, believe him. Most of the time, he's telling the truth. And men, when she says nothing is wrong, don't take it at face value. It's a trap. Yes, it's a trap. The key is to ask questions, not to interrogate, but to clarify. And just as important, listen to the answer. Men, don't be afraid to share what's really on your mind, even if it seems silly. If she asks what you are thinking, and the answer is suya and bole, just say it. Trust me, she will appreciate the honesty. Ladies, sometimes the best way to connect is to embrace the simplicity of his thoughts. If he's staring off into space, it's not necessarily a sign of detachment. Sometimes it's just realization. At the end of the day, the beauty of human connection lies in our differences. Ladies, don't stop imagining what is in his head. It keeps things exciting. And men, don't shy away from sharing what is in yours. It builds trust. Because the truth is, when a woman asks, "What are you thinking?" she's not always looking for an answer. Sometimes she just wants reassurance that you are in this together, even when your mind is a blank slate. So next time you find yourself caught in the timeless dance of curiosity and misunderstanding, take a step back, share a laugh, and remember, it's not about thinking the same way, it's about thinking together. Now let me share some practical communication tips to bridge the differences between how men and women think. For women, first, be direct about your needs. If you want to talk, say, "I would love to share something on my mind," instead of expecting him to notice subtle cues. Second, ask open-ended questions. Instead of asking, "Are you upset?" try, "How was your day?" or "What's been on your mind lately?" The next thing, don't assume the worst. If he's quiet, don't automatically interpret it as something negative. Ask gently, "You seem lost in thoughts. What's up?" The next, appreciate the simple thing. If his answer is as modern as "I was thinking about dinner," you just smile and engage. Simplicity doesn't mean he's disinterested. The next, give him space. Men often process emotion internally before expressing them. Respect his need for quiet time without taking it personal. Now for men, the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge her emotion. When she's upset or thoughtful, try saying, "I see this is important to you. Can you tell me more about how you are feeling?" Secondly, you need to share even when it feels small. Even if it's just about a funny skit or a random thought. Opening up helps her feel included in your world. The next is for you to practice active listening. Show her you are paying attention by nodding, making eye contact, and repeating key points she shares. The next is for you to respond, don't fix. Sometimes she doesn't need solution. She just wants to be heard. So try saying, "This sounds really tough. How can I help?" The next is for you to express affection through words. If she's quiet and you are not sure why, reassure her with phrases like, "I care about you," or "You're on my mind." Now for both partners, the first thing you need to do is to schedule check-in conversations. Regularly set aside time to talk about feelings, expectations, and what's on your mind without distraction. The next is for you to avoid assuming intentions. Instead of jumping to conclusion, ask clarifying questions like, "What did you mean by that?" The next is for you to use I statements. Replace "you never listen" with I feel unheard when I share my thoughts. It's less accusatory and opens up dialogue. The next is for you to make out time for laughter. Share funny and enlightening moments together. It breaks tension and reminds you why you are a team. The next is for you to understand each other's love language. If you don't understand your love language, you can check out my video on understanding your love language. Whether it's words of affirmation, quiet time, or act of service, tailor your communication to what makes your partner feel most valued. Now, the bottom line, be patient and curious. Relationships are ongoing learning experiences. Embrace curiosity about your partner's inner world and celebrate your differences as opportunities to grow closer. Effective communication isn't about changing how someone thinks, it's about finding ways to think together. If you found this helpful, share with your contacts and do well to subscribe to my channel. Also turn on the notification bell to get notified for new videos. Do have a lovely day. Bye.